What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. Today is Tuesday, August 19th. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. We are rolling through training camp so dang fast. Already have our third preseason game coming up this weekend against the Seahawks at Lambeau Field, where we will be seeing Malik Willis get the start for the second straight game, with Jordan Love still rehabbing the thumb injury that he had surgery on. Coach did say that the starters will get some action this weekend. Which starters will actually be able to go, we will have to wait and see. The injury list has been pretty long over the last week or so, and here are the injuries for Packers training camp practice today. Aaron Banks with a back injury did not go. Jacob Monk, Savion Williams, and Marshawn Lloyd all have hamstring injuries. Baron Sorrell, Zane Anderson, Nate Hobbs, they've all got knee injuries. Omar Brown, who is actually still in Indianapolis with a chest contusion. Hopefully he'll be able to get released from the hospital soon. Xavier McKinney with a calf. Jaden Reed with the foot. And Dontavian Wicks also with a calf injury. A pretty long list, to say the least. We saw during the game this past weekend against the Colts, Marshawn Lloyd went down with yet another injury. A guy that we have all witnessed just get poured on as far as injuries go. Coach LaFleur did say he will be missing some time. Baron Sorrell also suffered an injury, which is a knee injury in the Colts game as well. And the same goes for him, according to Coach. He'll be missing some time, which is a bummer because I thought he's had a very good camp. Just all in all, you hope to get as many of these guys back before week one as possible. That obviously goes without saying. The ones that I am concerned about the most, as far as them not maybe being ready for week one, Marshawn Lloyd, first and foremost, probably will not be ready for week one. With the way Coach said it, he'll miss some time. He'll probably miss, I wouldn't be surprised, the first 4 weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks before he's able to come back. Baron Sorrell most likely probably won't be ready for week one. And then I'm kind of looking and paying attention to Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. These are, in my opinion, two of our top three receivers. Now, I know Matthew Golden has come on strong, and he might have something to say about that for sure. But Jaden Reed with the sprained foot and Dontavian Wicks, he's missed a ton of time with the calf injury. So both of those guys have me a little concerned as far as their availability for week one against the Lions. Hopefully, we will see some positive updates in the coming weeks leading up to week one on those guys, especially Jordan Love. Jordan has been back at practice and throwing in 7-on-7s, which is good to see. He actually had a great day today, going 10 for 11, connected with Romeo Doubs on a big one down the field. And yeah, slowly but surely making his way back from the surgery he had on his thumb last Tuesday. It's crazy how quick it's recovering. And yeah, I think when practice picks back up on the Monday of week one for Detroit, he'll be ready to go. Let's jump in the comments section here. Everybody chopping it up. Appreciate you as always. Landon, hello, Rob. What's up, Landon? Good to see you, my man. My man Nick is in the house. If the Cowboys didn't make Micah officially available until next year, would we wait for him or go get Trey Hendrickson now? I'd personally take the gamble and wait for Micah. Nick, we are all wishful thinking, right? I think what the Cowboys will ask for Micah Parsons, I haven't seen any official reporting on what they might ask for Micah. I think it'd be a lot. It would have to be some young guys or a young guy from our side, a Lucas Van Ness, a Javon Bullard, a Rashawn Gary. I know he's a little older. And then obviously some picks, some high picks, probably a couple first rounders. And then we would have to turn around and pay him, probably the most defensive, the most money a defensive player has ever gotten. He's an amazing pass rusher, of course. But I just don't see it happening. I don't see Brian Gutekunst doing that. I know there's a rumor going around that the Packers have an offer on the table. I mean, who knows what that's all about? But for your question, do we wait for Micah Parsons next year or go for Trey Hendrickson now? Trey Hendrickson is in his early 30s. He's a little older, and I think I'd probably be more comfortable as far as what we'd give up going for Trey Hendrickson. But Micah Parsons, anytime you can add a guy like that to our team, it does nothing but good things for us. But I think the asking price kind of turns me off a little bit as far as Micah Parsons. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. What else we got? Haley, Marshawn Lloyd, so frustrating. Yeah, Haley, I hear you. The person that is most frustrated, I promise you, by all of the injuries is obviously Marshawn Lloyd himself. Ever since we drafted him last year, he's been battling, some sort of injury, whether it's a hamstring, an ankle injury. He had to get his appendix removed in the middle of the season last year, which then put him out for the rest of the year. The latest being a hamstring injury that is going to cause him to most likely miss some more regular season time, which it just sucks because you see in practice how he just moves so differently and the talent that he does have. You saw it in the game on Saturday against the Colts. So had a great wheel route and catch from Malik Willis. It was a great throw and great catch. And, yeah, he goes down the hamstring injury. Just tough sledding for Marshawn Lloyd so far. I know, and we all know he's obviously mostly the most disappointed with how his career has gone as a Packer. So here's to hoping he can move past this and hopefully be ready in a few weeks from now. But from what Matt said, as far as he's going to miss some time, I would not expect to see him back anytime soon. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that would be my guess. So thank you, Haley. Trent is in the house. Jordan Morgan is looking pretty good so far this preseason. Trent, I agree with you 100%. He's been at left tackle with Rashid out with an injury, and he's done a great job so far, which you'd love to see, especially for a guy who a lot of people kind of already wrote off as a bust, which is insane to me because there's no way you can tell or call a guy a bust after 1 year, and especially in a year he didn't even play last year. So I've always personally said you can't grade a draft class until 3 or 4 years down the road when the guys that you drafted actually have had time to play and develop. Jordan Morgan is the perfect example of that. He missed most of last year with a shoulder injury, had a full off season to get better, and now that the game has slowed down a little bit for him and he's healthy, he's playing great out there at left tackle. So it is preseason. So we'll see what happens come regular season and when Rasheed Walker is healthy. But I think it'll probably be a rotation between those two guys, at least to start. But, yeah, Jordan Morgan is looking good, and that will be a fun battle to watch as camp comes to an end and the regular season gets underway here in just a little over 2 weeks. Thank you, Trent, for hopping on. Appreciate you. Erica, Tucker Kraft is an awesome tight end. He has had some really good games. I completely agree with you, Erica. King AJ, I think it's time to fire our strength and conditioning coach. And yes, I just want to fire someone to set the tone. Personally, I think this team has no discipline, which is a thing under LaFleur, even before Green Bay. King AJ, we just fired the entire strength and conditioning staff 2 years ago for, the job they were doing. Guys were getting hurt all the time, and who knows what exactly or who exactly to blame. But our guys are still getting hurt, right? And that's just because it's football, unfortunately. I mean, I know since, at least me personally, I really am laser focused on just the Packers and their camp updates. I don't really consume a ton of broad NFL content. I keep up to date with the big stuff going on around the league, but when for me personally, like being laser focused on the Packers, yeah, it seems like there are a lot of injuries and guys are getting hurt left and right, and you want to have somebody to blame, but when you look at other teams, they're going through the same exact thing. Guys are getting hurt all over the place. We've seen guys go down with ACL injuries, other injuries that are keeping them out for the entire year. Thankfully, we haven't had that on our squad. But I know for me personally, being laser focused on just what's going on with the Packers, yeah, it does seem like we have a lot of injuries. But when you open that up a little bit and maybe check out the Eagles or check out the Bears or the Vikings or the Lions, they're all going through the same exact thing with guys getting injured. Teams are canceling joint practices because they've had so many injuries on their team. So I'm not with you, King AJ, as far as firing our strength and conditioning coach, because we just did that very thing just 2 years ago. The entire staff got fired. So, and guys are still getting hurt. So I can't blame it on the strength and conditioning staff. It's just football. And unfortunately, injuries are a part of the game. I was listening to Andy Herman talk the other day. There's things that we just have to get used to, and I got to work on this myself, King AJ, and I'm not talking to you specifically, just in general. Injuries, we've got to get used to injuries because they happen every year, and they're going to happen every single year that football time comes around. Contract negotiations, guys holding out, that's going to happen every single year. And yeah, it's just those things that I myself got to get used to and not set expectations, because if you think nobody's going to get injured during preseason, during practice, during games, well, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. So King AJ, appreciate you hopping on, my man. That some of that negative stuff was definitely not angled at you specifically, just kind of got me talking a little bit. So appreciate you hopping on over on YouTube. Would appreciate everybody subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'll be switching over to just YouTube as the season goes on. So thank you again, King AJ. Appreciate you. What else we got? My man Joe Duggan in the house. My man, long time no see. Hope you are doing well, brother. Dakota. Isaiah Simmons struggling big time. Yeah, Dakota, I had some hope for him to hopefully turn it around when we signed him after not being able to stick on the Cardinals or the Giants. But so far, it has not been good. He was the 8th overall draft pick in 2020 for the Cardinals, which is crazy to think about. In coverage, especially, he struggled. He's played the most snaps on defense so far this preseason for the Packers. He's given up 10 catches. He's missed 3 tackles. He really hasn't done a whole lot of good, and that's coming from somebody who hasn't sat down and watched the film to really say that. But I watch enough to look back and think, have I seen any highlights, or has he done anything that makes me say, oh man, that was a good play? No, not that I can remember. So he's going to have to turn it around pretty quickly here if he wants to stick around in Green Bay, because I do think he is on the edge right now, or at least creeping closer to not making the team, which overall stinks because, yeah, he's a monster athlete, as everybody has been saying. Just hasn't been able to put it together on the field defensively anyways. But you'd like to have some sort of comfortability knowing that if you did have to put him out there on defense due to injuries or whatever, that, he can be able to bring you something. From what I've seen, that just hasn't been the case so far. So thank you, Dakota. Appreciate you hopping on. KJ over on Instagram, I'm excited to see what Golden can do. I think Love is a dark horse for MVP this year. Hopefully we can get all of our wide receivers back soon so they can all build rapport. KJ, yeah, Matthew Golden has been probably the most talked about player in camp. Him, LVN, Jordan Morgan as of late. Those guys have been having a good camp, good preseason for Jordan Morgan. Jordan Love, dark horse for MVP. If you're going to ask me who's winning MVP, who's winning the Super Bowl, yeah, it's Jordan Love and the Packers. I mean, that's just my biased mindset there. legit or realistically though, MVP. Yeah, I mean he'd have to have a pretty good year. Obviously, he can't get hurt. He can't miss time. Josh Allen's of the world, the Patrick Mahomes of the world. I was just talking to a buddy of mine the other day about this. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs. I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think losing in the Super Bowl ended their dynasty run or them being super good. I think they're going to come back and be another top 3 NFL team. Mahomes, I'm sure, will be one of the top 5 quarterbacks. I'm sure he did have a down year last year, but I feel like nobody's talking about him, which is great for me because I don't care for them one bit, mainly because they're so good. I have no other reason to dislike them other than the fact that they're good. I think the Chiefs will be good this year. But back to your question, hopefully we can get all of our wide receivers back soon so they can all build reports. I hope so. Was talking about Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks earlier. Dontavian Wicks has missed, the last two weeks of camp or longer? I can't even remember the last time he practiced with a calf injury. And then Jaden Reed, walking around with a boot, a week ago. He was out of the boot before the game in Indianapolis. We were sitting pretty close to the player tunnel watching the guys come out on Saturday. And, he didn't have a boot on. He actually stopped and signed a ton of autographs for a bunch of the kiddos sitting there by the tunnel. So hopefully he can be back by week 1 because, we got to get the rhythm down, the timing down. We can't be having any hiccups come week 1 against the Lions because they were one of the better teams last year without a doubt. Thank you, KJ. I'm with you all the way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. As far as the show goes, as far as the content, doing content 24/7, 365. Hit me up on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Shoot me a follow. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you could also subscribe to the YouTube channel, any sort of interaction helps myself, helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Have yourself a great Tuesday, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.